The Galactic Mercenary Guild Hall on Station Omega-7 was exactly what one would expect: loud, violent, and reeking of a dozen different species' interpretations of alcohol. This particular establishment catered to a specific clientele, Deathworlders, species from planets so hostile that merely surviving childhood qualified one as a hardened warrior. At the largest table in the center of the hall sat the Krafen war pack. 7 feet of scaled muscle, with fangs like daggers and claws that could rend steel. Their homeworld, Crater, boasted gravity 3 times galactic standard, atmospheric pressure that would crush most species, and predators that hunted in coordinated packs of 50. Beside them lounged the Thoraxian hive warriors, insectoid nightmares with exoskeletons that could shrug off small arms fire and mandibles strong enough to bite through starship hull plating. They came from a world where everything was trying to eat everything else, where evolution had created an arms race of biological weapons. And holding court at the head of the table was Warlord Krevnash, a Gorvakian, 10 feet of armored hide, 4 arms ending in crushing pincers, and a reputation for brutality that spanned 3 sectors. His world circled a red giant, baked in radiation that would kill most species in hours, plagued by seismic activity that made the surface a constantly shifting hellscape. To the toughest species in the galaxy, Krevnash bellowed, raising a container of something that bubbled ominously. To those of us who earned our place through blood and survival, to Deathworlders, the table erupted in cheers, roars, and chittering that made the station's structural supports vibrate. "We are the elite," a Krafen named Zarkoth growled. "While the soft ones cower on their paradise worlds, we thrive in hell itself. We are the strongest, the most dangerous." The door to the hall opened. A human walked in. The reaction was immediate. The cheering died. Conversations stopped mid-sentence. Every eye in the establishment turned to watch as the human, small by Deathworlder standards, maybe 5.5 feet tall, made his way to the bar. He looked utterly unremarkable. Brown skin, short dark hair starting to gray at the temples, wearing a simple trader's jumpsuit that had seen better days. Maybe 40 years old by human standards. No visible weapons, no armor, nothing that screamed dangerous. And yet the room held its collective breath. "Is that?" a Thoraxian warrior whispered. "It is," another confirmed. "A human." Krevnash's eyes narrowed. Humans. He'd heard the rumors, of course, everyone had. Supposedly, they came from some backwater world called Earth, a planet so ludicrously hostile that the Galactic Council had initially classified it as uninhabitable. Supposedly, they were Deathworlders to end all Deathworlders, but look at them. Soft skin that offered no protection. No natural weapons. No exoskeleton or armored hide. By all rights, they should have been prey species, huddling in burrows and hoping the predators passed them by. The rumors had to be exaggerated. "Hey," Krevnash called out, his voice carrying across the now silent hall. "Human, you lost. This establishment is for Deathworlders only, real warriors, not soft traders." The human turned from the bar, a glass of something amber in his hand. He looked at Krevnash with eyes that were a light brown, almost gold. "I'm aware," he said calmly. "I'm here for the posting, the escort contract to the Veil Nebula." That contract requires a full combat team, Zarkoth said. Experienced fighters who can handle hostile borders, environmental hazards, and sustained combat. It is not for humans, the man finished. He took a sip of his drink. Name's Marcus Webb, former Earth military, served in the Mars Rebellion, the Titan Wars, and the First Contact conflicts. 23 years of combat experience across 4 systems. I've got the credentials if you want to see them. Credentials mean nothing, Krevnash said. This is about capability. About being able to survive conditions that would kill lesser species. He stood, his massive frame casting a shadow across Marcus. Tell me, human, what is gravity on your homeworld? 1G standard galactic baseline. The table erupted in laughter. 1G, a Kraftvan howled. We train our children in 3 times that. And your atmospheric composition, a Thoraxian clicked. Let me guess, nitrogen and oxygen, how comfortable, how soft. Marcus's expression didn't change. Mostly nitrogen, yeah, about 20% oxygen, some trace gases. More laughter. Krevnash leaned down until his face was inches from Marcus's. His breath hot and rank washed over the human. You see, human, you come from a gentle world, a kind world. You know nothing of true hardship, true danger. You should leave before you embarrass yourself further. Gentle world, Marcus repeated quietly. He took another sip of his drink. Yeah, sure, let me tell you about my gentle world. He set down his glass and looked around the room, meeting the eyes of every smug Deathworlder present. Earth's atmosphere is 20% oxygen. You know what that means? It means everything burns. Easily, violently. Our world is soaked in an oxidizer. Lightning strikes start fires that can consume entire forests. We breathe an atmosphere that would be considered a fire hazard on most civilized worlds. A few Deathworlders shifted uncomfortably, but Marcus wasn't done. We've got weather systems that make your homeworlds look tame. Hurricanes with wind speeds over 200 miles per hour. Tornadoes that can rip buildings from their foundations. Blizzards that bury entire cities, and that's just normal weather. We've got monsoons, typhoons, and thunderstorms that drop enough water to flood valleys in hours. Weather is not, Krevnash started. I'm not finished, Marcus said, his voice taking on an edge. We've got earthquakes that can level mountains. Volcanoes that can alter global climate. Tsunamis that wipe out coastlines. Our planet's crust is broken into plates that grind against each other, constantly building pressure that releases in catastrophic events we can't predict or prevent. He paused, letting that sink in. Then there's the biology. Our world is full of creatures that evolved specifically to kill and eat each other. We've got apex predators on every continent, bears that can weigh half a ton and run 30 miles an hour. Big cats that can take down prey 5 times their size. Crocodiles unchanged for millions of years because they're already perfect killing machines. But surely you avoid these creatures, a Thoraxian said. Surely you. We don't avoid them. We live alongside them. Hell, we domesticated some of them. You know what a dog is. A wolf, a pack predator, that we selectively bred over thousands of years to be our companions. We took one of our planet's most dangerous predators and made it into our best friend. Marcus smiled, but there was no humor in it. And that's not even mentioning the small stuff. We've got insects that carry diseases that have killed millions. Parasites that can burrow into your brain. plants that are poisonous to touch, fungi that can take over your nervous system, bacteria that can kill you in hours. Our world is trying to kill us on every level, from the microscopic to the planetary. The hall had gone completely silent. But you want to know the really fun part, Marcus continued. Humans are persistence hunters. We don't run fast. We don't have claws or fangs. What we have is endurance. We can run for hours, days even, tracking prey until it collapses from exhaustion. We overheat slower than almost any other species because we can sweat. We literally secrete water through our skin to cool down. It's disgusting and it's incredibly effective. He picked up his glass again. We're also throwing specialists. Our shoulders, our arms, our eyes, all optimized for hurling projectiles with accuracy and force. We can kill from a distance with nothing but a rock and practice. And we do it while running, while injured, while exhausted. This is all very impressive storytelling, Krevnash said, though his voice had lost some of its certainty. But it does not prove. I'm not done, Marcus said flatly. You want to talk about survival? Let me tell you about human history. We've survived ice ages that covered half our planet in glaciers. We've survived supervolcano eruptions that blocked out the sun for years. We've survived plagues that killed half our population. And every single time, we came back stronger. He set his glass down hard enough that it clicked against the bar. We've fought wars that spanned our entire world. Conflicts so brutal that we invented weapons capable of destroying all life on our planet, and then built enough of them to do it several times over. We stared into the abyss of mutually assured destruction and somehow managed not to pull the trigger, barely. Any species can develop weapons, Zarkoth said. Can any species develop them, face extinction, and choose not to use them? Marcus countered. We did. Multiple times. We walked right up to the edge of annihilation and stepped back. That takes a special kind of crazy. He turned to face Krevnash fully. You want to know why humans are Deathworlders? It's not because our planet is the most hostile, though it's pretty bad. It's because we refuse to quit. Ever you knock us down, we get back up. You push us to the edge of extinction, we adapt. You give us an impossible situation, and we figure out how to survive it anyway. Words, Krevnash rumbled. Just words. You speak of endurance and adaptation, but I see no proof. You are small, soft, fragile. Want me to prove it? Marcus asked quietly. Yes, the Gorvakian said. Prove that humans deserve to stand among true Deathworlders. Marcus nodded. Okay, hit me. The room went silent. What? Krevnash said. Hit me, you're what, 10 feet tall, 1,000 pounds of armored muscle, 4 arms with crushing strength. You think I'm soft? Marcus spread his arms. So hit me, let's see what happens. I will kill you, human. My strength is considerable. I know, I'm still standing here. Hit me. Krevnash's pride wouldn't let him back down now. Not in front of his war pack, his rivals, every Deathworlder in the hall. He drew back one massive arm and swung. Marcus moved, not away into the strike. He shifted his weight, angled his body, and redirected the force of the blow past his head with a forearm block that looked almost casual. Krevnash's momentum carried him forward off balance. Marcus's foot hooked behind the Gorvakian's leg. The warlord went down with a crash that shook the floor. Before anyone could react, Marcus had dropped into a grappling position, his arm locked around Krevnash's throat in a chokehold. The Gorvakian thrashed, trying to use his superior strength, but Marcus had position and leverage. "I could crush your throat right now," Marcus said calmly. "But I won't." Because unlike most predators, humans can choose not to kill. We can show mercy. It's one of our more dangerous traits. He released the hold and stood up, stepping back. Krevnesh gasped for air, his forearms pushing himself up. Around the room, Deathworlders had risen to their feet, weapons half drawn, unsure whether to intervene. "Humans don't win through strength," Marcus said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "We win through intelligence, adaptation, and sheer bloody-minded refusal to quit. We're not the strongest species. We're not the fastest or the toughest, but we're probably the most dangerous because we never stop learning, never stop improving, and never stop trying to survive." He walked back to the bar and picked up his drink. Earth didn't make us tough because it was the harshest world. It made us tough because it was harsh in every possible way simultaneously. We had to adapt to extremes of heat and cold, wet and dry, poison and predator. We had to become generalists because specialization got you killed, and we had to learn to work together because no human survives alone. Krevnesh stood slowly, rubbing his throat. His eyes held new respect. "You fight well, human, better than I expected." "I fight like I had to learn to survive a world that wanted me dead from the moment I was born," Marcus corrected. "Same as all of you. That's what makes us Deathworlders. Not where we come from, but what we became because of it." A Krafin warrior stepped forward. "The human has proven himself," Zarkoth said. "He fights with honor and skill. I say he has earned his place." One by one, the Deathworlders around the room nodded or vocalized agreement. Krevnesh stared at Marcus for a long moment, then rumbled something that might have been laughter. "Very well, Marcus Webb of Earth. You have proven that humans are not to be underestimated. The Veil Nebula contract is yours if you want it." "I want it," Marcus said. "But I want to make something clear first. I don't work alone. I've got a crew of 5 more humans waiting at the docks. We operate as a team, that's non-negotiable." 6 humans, a Thoraxian clicked. "For a contract that requires 20 warriors." 6 humans, Marcus confirmed. "Take it or leave it." Krevnesh looked around the room, seeing the same calculation in every eye. If one human could take down a Gorvakian warlord. "We accept," he said. 6 humans it is." Marcus nodded and finished his drink. As he walked toward the door, the crowd parted for him. At the threshold, he paused and looked back. "By the way," he said, "Earth's rotation gives us a 24-hour day. We evolved to be active for about 16 of those hours. Most species sleep longer, which means we can outwork you, outlast you, and still have energy left over to adapt to whatever you throw at us." He smiled, a human expression that showed teeth. "Sleep tight, Deathworlders. We'll see you at the ship in the morning." The door closed behind him, leaving a room full of the galaxy's toughest warriors, all thinking the same thing. Maybe the humans weren't exaggerating after all. Maybe they were actually understating the case. And maybe, just maybe, Earth wasn't a death world. Maybe it was the death world, the one that produced a species so adaptable, so persistent, so fundamentally unkillable that they made every other Deathworlder look tame by comparison. Krevnesh sat back down, still rubbing his throat. "Get me another drink," he told the bartender. "A strong one. I just picked a fight with a human and lived. I need to commemorate that." Around the table, hardened warriors from a dozen death worlds nodded in agreement. They'd claimed to be the toughest Deathworlders in the galaxy. Then a human walked in and showed them what tough really meant.